Hola, I'm Heidi and this is Womoney. Sobrang, teka muna, iko-contain ko muna yung excitement ko. Welcome to another episode of Womoney Talks. And if you're just new or first time yung narinig yung Womoney, this is a platform where I share my advocacies on empowering women, money management, and personal finance, and sharing lessons from life's reality. Womoney Talks naman is my dream project wherein I invite special guests to have meaningful conversations with me, which revolves around those advocacies. For this month, we have been talking about different kinds of investments. So, nauna na natin pa nag-usapan yung insurance and then building business. And for the third installment of this special series, we will be talking about stocks and popular investments. Okay. Investing in stock market has been going on for how many decades already? Okay. And lalo pa siyang na-hype dito sa Pilipinas. Noong may nabalitaan tayo, isang kasambahay na kumita ng malaki because tinuruan siya mag-trade ng kanyang employer sa stock market. Di ba? May paano pa tayo, may pa-blind item pa tayo. But it's true. Di ba? Kaya ako personally, isa rin ako doon sa mga nahikayat na mag-delve into the stock market because of that story as well. And nagkaroon ng impression na madaling kumita ng pera talaga dito. Pero, paano nga ba kumita sa stock market? At ngayong panahon na to, hindi na lang stock market ang pwede nating pagkakitaan talaga, or pagka-investan, right? Nandyan din ang mga cryptocurrencies at mga iba pang play-to-earn games. Familiar na ba kayo? Paki-type nga dyan sa chat box kung ano yung mga naiisip nyo pong mga investment vehicles na naglipa na ngayon, di ba? Na sobrang gusto nyo na rin itry. Alright? And super duper excited nga ako, guys. I was talking to her sa backstage and hindi ko talaga makonti. Naiiyak pa ako habang nakikipag-usap. And I promise not to fangirl too much tonight. Pero super excited ako dahil makakasama ko ngayon ang isa sa mga hinahangaan ko sa industriya. Mamaya ko na sasabihin ko anong story ako dito, pero isa talaga siya. She's my queen. Queen talaga, no? Pero that's how I really that's how I really see her, actually. So, she is an award-winning print and broadcast financial journalist who is trained in financial planning. She is co-host and writer of On the Money, a groundbreaking program of ABS-CBN's news and channel, The Financial Beshie. Guys! Guys! This is it! Miss Salve Duplito! Oh my gosh! She's here! Hello, ma'am.
Oh
Hello.
my God! Oh my God, Heidi! Oh my God!
Wala akong palang tissue dito sa paligid. Ano ba yan? Naiiyak ako.
Ikaw naman. Ako sana
Ay,
yung
nako.
mag-OA for you eh. But thank you so much for
Nakakainis.
that very warm introduction. Grabe. Sobrang touch ako. I mean, when I went in like that, I was doing a spoof, naman, who I was trying to, parang, alam mo na, ride tayo dun sa mainit na meme ngayon about, oh my God, birthday! Birthday! Oh my God! Pero,
Magka-birthday tayo. Ganun.
Pero that was really a warm introduction. Very touched ako. Thank you so much.
Talaga na. Nagpunas ang luha.
Thank you.
Nakakainis. Ay, nako. Miss Alve, eto nga eh. Everybody knows this. And almost all of my friends who are close to me knows this. That I took RFP because of you. Naiyak na naman. Totoo. Kasi I got really so inspired by you. Kasi parang naisip ko, of all the people na into financial or personal finance na talaga na inaano ko yung kino-contain ko talaga yung sarili ko. Lahat ng mga tao kasi lahat ng mga sikat na kilala ko na sa personal finance. Ikaw lang yung babae. You really stand out. Kaya I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people would say na you're the queen talaga. Alam mo yun? So, ayun, kaya I want to be like you. Biglang gano'n,
Aww.
ano. Sobrang fangirling. Guys, pasensya na kayo, nagfa-fangirl na naman ako dito.
It's
Miss
okay.
Miss Salve, mag-hi muna tayo sa mga tao nandito kasi ang aaga po nila.
Sure.
Thank you so much guys for
Yeah.
being here. Of course, Ralph, nagpapamine siya. Si Sir Aris. Hi, Sir Aris.
Oh,
Um,
baby choknut yan eh.
oh,
Crayola ka na daw.
Emily. Oh, nakakainis. Emily. Hi, Ma. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you.
Oh,
Guapa
yeah.
Carla,
And
thank you for being here. Ayan. Nako,
ang cute
pinsan ko to.
nila. Mga nanonood to ng ano, yung iba dito nanonood ng YouTube episodes ko. Like si Emily, maraming ano yan. Maraming hugot yan. Magaling yan
Yeah.
maghugot. Financial hugot. O, di ba? And Aris, of course. Based in Italy
Wow,
yan
Sir
siya.
Aris. I hope to meet you one day one day also, Sir Aris. Thank you for tignan mo, nabubulol-bulol ako. Hindi naman ako ganito eh. Fluent ako eh. Joke.
Okay lang yan.
Hello,
Ramil,
Sir
hi.
Ramil. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh my gosh, okay. Para kumalma na ako, Miss Miss Alvin. Grabe. Yun nga, sobrang sobrang gusto ko talaga, gusto ko yung advocacy mo because yun nga, we were talking at the backstage and I was telling you about yung how I wanted to share financial literacy to students kasi wala pa silang mga obligasyon, di ba? But you have also your fair share of spreading your advocacy to the kumbaga yung sinasabi nga nila, laylayan ng lipunan, di ba? Parang ganun. So, sobrang
Mm-mm.
na-amaze ako. Kasi for someone like you, who is already at that stature, you still would want to reach out to these people na gusto mo ring i-share yung alam mo, hoping that someday, when they already have the capacity to apply what they have learned from you, eh maging better din yung buhay nila, 'di ba? Yun naman yung
Mm.
gusto talaga natin. Okay. Okay. Okay na ako.
Okay.
Okay. So, pero Miss Alvin, bago tayo pumunta doon sa main topic natin, we will be talking about stocks and popular investments. Gusto ko munang um, ibahagi natin sa mga viewers natin ngayon. Sino ba si Miss Salve? Kasi paano ka napunta sa ganyang advocacy mo? Paano mo naisip at kailan mo naisip? Anong edad ka nun? Ay, wag na edad. Kasi pareho naman tayo.
Ay, mas matanda ako sa'yo, for sure.
Pero hindi halata. I must say, pero hindi halata. Okay. So, kailan nagsimula itong advocacy mo about financial literacy and who inspired you? Kasi ako, I would plainly say, you inspired me. But for
No.
Salve Duplito, sino ang nag-inspire kay Miss Salve?
I think the people who inspired me are the people who came from the same situation that I was in. I've kwento ko na maraming beses na well, I was born in a family na may lupa pero walang pera. And I think a lot of Filipinos are like that, di ba? Pag nasa probinsya ka, meron kang pag-aari mo yung lupa, pero wala kang pangtanim, wala kang pagkain. So, malnourished ang lola mo dahil ganon. Kaya hindi po ako tumangkan for, hindi nga yata ako 4'9" eh. Parang 4'7", parang ganyan. Kinuwento ko na talaga yung height ko. So, basically, nag-decide ako na magsimula ng personal finance content sa dyaryo. Dahil I felt na ang dami mga Pilipino na nangangailangan nun. You know, hindi yun yung the only solution to poverty, pero it will help a lot in
Agree.
making sure na yung mga tao will have one less thing to worry about, you know? Maraming solusyon. Dapat maganda macroeconomy, dapat may trabaho ka, may edukasyon ka na maayos, pero kung lahat ng yun, you're juggling all of those things at the same time, palpak sa paghawak mo ng pera. Parang ang hirap, wala nang hope. So I decided, you know, if I was able to do it, maybe other people can do it if they have someone who can guide them along the way. I'm not saying I am the solution, like I am the savior. I am not.
Sabi nga
because
dito,
even
salvation ka daw, ma'am.
alam mo, I don't say that because that's a big responsibility for me. And para sa akin, napaka-importante ng responsibility na yon. I think there are a lot more experts out there who are more experienced or more well-trained than I am. Marami pa akong kakaining bigas, pero I think that with every person who has that knowledge and who is able to share it with others, especially kung meron silang pinaghuhugutan or pinanggagalingan or backstory, so long as we can inspire and we can help other people. Para sa akin, okay na yun. So, I started out when I was in business world, maybe more than 20 years ago na. Hindi, grabe. Majonda na ang lola mo. More than 20 years ago, a lot of the people who listen to me now, naka-short pants pa nung time na yon. But I was already worried about where the ordinary Filipino was going kasi ang daming scammers. Alam mo yan, minsan yung mga financial instruments na dapat binibenta this way are sold another way. And so instead of Filipinos maximizing the use of every peso that they earn, which is very difficult, 'di ba? Sa Pilipinas, mahirap kumita. Tapos na ipapamigay mo pa yun because of scams or nagkamali ka ng bili. Ako, biktima din ako, Heidi. Bumili ako ng education plan na nagsara, 'di ba? For my firstborn. So I felt all the pain from that background to current decisions. And I said, maybe something has to be done. So in the Diario, I lobbied for personal finance information. That was around 20 years ago. So tagal-tagal ko na tong ginagawa, sa totoo lang. And I'm happy that people like you're the future now. Kayo na ang magdadala nito to the next generation pa.
I hope so too talaga. Kasi ako rin misabi, sobrang ang I'm very passionate on personal finance kasi parang iniisip ko kaya mahirap yung mga Pilipino because hindi nila alam kung paano gamitin yung pera nila in such a way that it can also work for them. 'Di ba? Parang I I I would remember I had a client before. He's really rich. And he went to me and told me that, you know what, Heidi, I just know how to make money, but I don't know how to grow my money. That's why I contacted you. Ganun yung sinabi niya. So parang naisip ko, kahit pala mga mayayaman, problema rin ng personal finance, di ba?
Yes.
Hindi,
Yes.
what more yung mga hindi masyadong may capacity to have money, di ba? Kung wala silang pera, tapos wala pa silang alam, mas okay nga yung magkaroon muna sila ng kaalaman eh. Kasi pag nagkaroon sila
Yes.
ng kaalaman, that's when they know where to start, 'di ba? So,
Mhm.
yun yung passion talaga natin. And
To
that's
be
the reason. Yeah, go ahead.
Poverty is a multifaceted issue. There are some poor people na kahit na anong financial literacy ibigay natin, hindi talaga aahon. Tatanggapin na natin yun, di ba? Because our system is not an ideal system. Some of the economic structures in our society, hindi talaga enough. Alam mo yun, yung mga farmers, fishermen na kahit magtrabaho yan the entire day, kahit turuan mo mag-ipon, will never be able to do that because there's no market for their products, they're not educated enough, they're not financially included kasi wala silang mga ID. Paano sila makikilala ng bangko? So they will never be able to borrow enough money so that they can start to become an entrepreneur instead of a farmer. So ang dami-daming possible reasons for poverty. Pero for uh, certain swaths of the population na ang kulang na lang financial literacy, that knowledge of paano humawak ng pera, bakit kailangan mag-ipon, the power of compounding, those things will help them a lot to get out of it. So, oo. Marami talaga eh. Pag pinag-aralan mo yung poverty issue ng bansa natin, we have so much inequality. A lot of our people very few own most of the wealth of the nation. And a lot are down below and no amount of financial literacy can help them. But there's a an opportunity somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And if we are able to bring them out, maybe we can pull the others from the bottom up so that they'll be ready for financial literacy. So, dami pang trabaho, Heidi.
Totoo, totoo.
Mm.
Ito yung curve natin. Kung
Yes.
merong curve si COVID, tayo rin meron din tayong bell curve na na tinitignan.
Mm.
Sobrang amazing. That's why we have these kinds of topics also. The different kinds of investments so that yung mga ma-reach ng program natin, maiintindihan nila what are the do's and don'ts, what do they have to keep in mind para at least when the time comes that they are ready, they are capable of doing things or they are capable of investing in these things, maaalala nila yung mga turo ni Madam Salve Duplito, right?
And yours. And yours, of course.
Oh my gosh. I hope so. I really hope so. Okay. Okay. So, let's start na po with our topic po. So, una natin pag-usap. Meron na nahagip ako sa chat kanina. Eto, Miss Salve, baka mabigyan mo kami later ng insight about Axie Infinity. Later, Mr. Ramil. Hang on, kaparty yan ng ating topics for tonight. Okay, our topics. And we will try to compress this in 1 hour para naman busog na busog tayo. Okay. So, ang topics natin for tonight will be stocks, cryptocurrencies, and yun nga, yung mga yung mga Axie Infinity na yan. So, pag-uusapan natin yan. But first, let us talk about stocks. Okay? Kasi ito yung pinaka talaga, actually, yung in terms of popularity, ito pa rin talaga yung top of mind. But, meron kasi tayo tinatawag na, meron kayong maririnig na, I want to invest in the stock market. I want to be a trader. Pagka ba sinabi natin na, investor ka, pareho rin yun sa trader ka, Miss Salve.
Hindi nga eh. Alam mo,
Kasi nami-mix
meron
and
akong
match nila yun. Anong
That's
difference?
right. Sa aking pag-aaral, what I've learned is only very few of the humans on the planet should be traders. But a lot want to be, pero should be konti lang. Dapat mas marami sa atin ang investors. And investing and trading, they're very different things. Ano yung difference? Yung trader, kailangan nakatuto ka, in and out ka yan. So, alam mo dapat exactly kailan ka papasok, kailan ka lalabas, and you can do a lot of trades in a day. I tell you, I have very good friends who make a lot of money trading. But that's because they do it full time, they are trained to do it, and even when they also lose a lot. So, pag tinignan ko
That's
yung
true.
Filipino population, ilan sa mga beginners ang full-time, ilan sa mga beginners ang trained, at ilan sa kanila ang merong personality na babagay sa trading. Konti lang. 'Di ba? Ang problema, a lot of those who want to trade are doing it part-time. They are just following what they hear. Kung ano yung nakikita nila sa mga groups. Oh, ito daw, ito yung 10 bagger. At dito daw tayo papasok. Meron akong chismis na ganito, mga hot tips. Doon pumapasok. Hindi naman pinag-aralan, narinig lang,
Hindi
ginaya.
nag-aaral.
That, that's a
Hindi
sure way
nagbabasa
of
ng charts.
kahit nga nagbasa ka ng chart, because even and I've been around all the experts. Yung mga ini-interview namin sa TV, I've been around these people for more than quarter century na nga, Heidi, di ba? And even though these people are trained, like they are CFA or nag-RFP or nag-aral talaga sila ng charting, decades na silang tinatawag na expert in Asia, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, they tell me they can make mistakes. And if you are trading using millions of pesos, you can lose millions of pesos, di ba? Pero for them, it's a job. A lot of the traders, the beginner na investors who are going into this, they have different jobs. Pero gusto nila maging millionaire using that. So there's a quote that I use all the time na Yun nga na, very few should be traders. Most should be investors. Ano naman yung investors? Ito yung inaral mo, binili mo, and you look for the value or the growth, not just the thing that you can make from going in and out. Because the fees of every transaction will burn you if you have no clear strategy for trading. Eh, yung iba kasi, Heidi, it's exciting to them. Pero yun ang sabi ko sa anak ko kanina, finance is different from love. Kasi boring in investing is great. Excitement will kill you. O, ganun. Parang ganun siya. Okay, very quick.
Totoo.
Here's another analogy. Another analogy. How many times can you drive from Fairview to Makati at 200 miles per hour na magagawa mo siya successfully? It's possible, di ba? It's possible to do it successfully. Yung sobrang bilis. Kunwari, walang ibang traffic sa daan. You can drive 180, 200. But if you do it every day, what will happen to you?
Pagod din.
Mamamatay
Mamamatay ka.
ka.
Oo.
Oo,
Yun na
ganun
lang
yun
buhay
din
mo,
sa
ma'am.
trading. Yeah, in trading, you can make one big killing, but if you try it all the time, baka hindi big killing yung mangyari sa'yo, baka makill. Ganon. Ganon
True,
siya.
true.
Mm.
And you were mentioning about na sobrang nakakaapekto siya dun sa pakiramdam eh, di ba? Na, yung
Yeah.
excitement, yung fear, may mga ganun, di ba? And in stock market kasi or in investing or trading in the stock market, we have what we call yung mga risk profiles kasi that we have to consider, di ba? Yung, and
Mm-mm.
there are also emotions on investing, di ba? So, can you tell us about it, Miss Salve? How can we know kung ano yung risk profile? Ano ba tong risk profile na to? At paano natin malalaman kung ano yung risk profile ko? Anong anong emosyon, anong emosyon ang pinagsasabi mo, Heidi? Bakit may emosyon tayo pinag-uusapan? Pera to, di ba? Meron! Meron! Meron, guys.
Yes.
Sige, Miss Salve, go.
Actually, yung emotions natin ang hari ng ating kaperahan. Kasi we could lose or gain money depending on how we're able to control our emotions, especially when we're investing in the stock market. Alam mo naman sinasabi ng mga tao, di ba? Buy low, sell high. Pero, nangyayari lang naman yan kung hindi ka kinakabahan. But ang nangyayari kasi, pag greedy yung mga tao, excited ka kasi, wow, umaakit, umaakit. Meron ako nito, nakabili ako. Umaakit siya. We are very happy. So, ayaw natin mag-let go kahit alam natin na overpriced na. So, what happens is, because our emotions get the better of us, we hold on to something na wala namang value pero umaakyat. So, ano nangyari? Pag bumagsak siya at everything will, parang mood ng babae yan eh. Umaakyat, bumababa. Umaakyat, bumababa, di ba? So, pag nandun na siya sa pinaka-peak, babagsak siya. Yun ka na matatakot ka. That's the second emotion. When you're afraid and when it's falling, that's when you sell. So, ang nangyayari, instead na buy low, sell high, nagiging buy high, sell low. Which means, lugi ang mga beks. So, when we don't know how to manage our emotions, that's why si Benjamin Graham, he says, manic depressive yung so si Mr. Market parang in his book, The Intelligent Investor, which I recommend to everybody, although, yun, pag may insomnia kayo, basahin mo yun. Maganda yun na na solusyon pag hindi kayo makatulog. But there are a lot of great information there. So he said, Benjamin Graham said, there's a guy called Mr. Market. Para ma-explain niya na mabuti, Mr. Market is manic depressive. So meron siyang dalawang extreme emotions. He's sometimes very happy and sometimes very depressed. If you know how to handle Mr. Market, you can make money from his moods. Ito yung sinasabi mo, emotion. Kasi pag alam mo na depressed si Mr. Market, dun ka bibili. Pag alam mo na sobrang happy siya, dun ka magbebenta. Pero most people are as manic depressive as Mr. Market. So instead na ginagawa nila yon na opposite sila dapat, sinasabayan nila. So when Mr. Market is very happy, they also buy at a very expensive price. Pag nag-depress na si Mr. Market, ibig sabihin, everything is dropping. Natatakot na sila. That's when they sell. That's why we lose a lot of money in the market.
Grabe 'no, may mga ano talaga, may mga ganyang scenario talaga. It's the unpredictability of the
Yes.
market din kasi ma'am, 'di ba? That's why sometimes we can't blame those traders na ganun yung nagiging reaksyon nila because hindi nga talaga nila alam kung ano yung mga susunod na mangyayari. And it's very hard talaga to play in the stock market because hindi lang ano ba when you look at a company kasi 'di ba pag sa stock market you're going to choose a company wherein mag-invest ka doon, 'di ba? Hindi lang yung kumpanya na yun yung titignan mo but also the scenarios around it, 'di ba? Not
Mm.
just political, not yung internal sa company nila, political, yung kung ano yung nangyayari sa Pilipinas, kung ano yung nangyayari sa ibang bansa, how does it affect the company that you have chose. And that's just one company. Kaya nakakaano talaga siya, nakakasira talaga siya ng ulo. Kaya we really have to be ready. And yun nga, ang question ko naman ni Salve, how do we, for example, how ako, first timer ako sa stock market, how do I assess my risk appetite? Kasi
Mhm.
I would know na ang stock market kasi is a high risk form of investment, di ba? So if I am someone na hindi ako risk taker, then I shouldn't di ba, try it muna, di ba? But how would I know? Meron ba akong parang questions para sa sarili ko? Para kung ano yung mga sagot ko doon, hindi pala muna ako mag-stock market. Meron bang ganun?
I'll say something very controversial. Kasi the entire financial industry, they depend on questionnaires. So, pag pumunta ka ng bangko, papasagutin ka ng questionnaire so that you know your risk profile. I have seen this happen a lot of times and I have helped many clients go to the bank ha. Pag meron akong mini-mentor, tapos first time nila at hindi nila alam kung anong gagawin nila, sinasamahan ko pa sila para mag-open ng account sometimes. So, ang nangyayari, based on my experience, sasagutin nila yung questionnaire, laging conservative. Pero tinitingnan ko naman because kilala ko sila, client ko sila, hindi naman talaga sila ganun ka-conservative. And I believe that with more knowledge, more intelligence, with more research, and the right kind of mentoring, even the most conservative investor should be allowed to buy the more aggressive financial instruments. Otherwise, kung gagamitin lang natin yung resulta ng mga questionnaire na yun, lahat ng investments natin hindi kikita, Heidi. Di ba? So you're
Puro
looking
low
at,
risk na
kasi,
lang.
yeah, kasi ang risk kasi, pwede mong tingnan na what are the chances that you lose money if you buy aggressive instruments when you're a conservative investor. So, titingnan mo yung possibility of losing money. But there's also another aspect of risk. Yung consequence of not buying the right investment. So, kunwari, yung questionnaire, sinabi niya, ultra-conservative ka. Pag naglagay ka ng pera dun sa aggressive instruments, hindi mo kakayanin because your risk profile, ikakahon kita dito. What happens to the risk that he will never be able to finance his retirement dahil puro deposit lang ang bagay sa kanya. So ako, I'll say this and I know that this might be controversial because all the financial banko, insurance companies use all of those questionnaires. Pero sa tingin ko mali because we should never use something as dekahon as that. Dahil feeling ko with the right mentoring, with the right research, with the right hand-holding, even the most conservative investor can make money in the financial instruments that are a bit more aggressive. Para naman, maabot nila yung financial goals nila. I hope that's clear. I don't know if it's clear to you or to the viewers. Kasi Meron nga that other aspect of risk na hindi mo na kakayanin yung o long-term goals mo dahil puro time deposit na lang yung bagay sa'yo. The other thing is, I believe intelligence in investing reduces risk. Ano ibig ko sabihin doon? If we understand the stock market, if we are able to analyze the financial statements, if we know the owners, if we know the industry, even the most conservative investor will feel confident about buying a particular stock and hold on to it even when the markets are crashing. So you see, kahit na yung risk profile nila, very conservative, pwede silang bumili ng stocks. Traditionally, pag ultra-conservative, hindi pwede sa stock market, di ba? This has been done successfully by a lot of investors. So risk profile, as you asked me about, the way to know is using those instruments. But should you invest based on your risk profile, that's a different matter.
Ang galing nun, Miss. Ang takeaway ko doon sa sinabi mo, it's like when you follow the questionnaires and lumabas doon yung risk profile mo and apparently lumabas doon parang conservative ka, it's like, tama nga no, we are depriving ourselves na kumita ng mas malaki in the long run. Kung pare-pareho naman tayong long term naman yung gusto natin. With
Exactly.
the right mentoring, with the right mindset, with educating ourselves with whatever it is that we're getting in ourselves into, then we will probably appreciate yung pag-take ng risk dun sa mga high risk na na investments. That's an aha moment for me. Hay, okay. Nakakatawa. Okay. So, right now, meron kasi tayong sinasabi kanina na pag bumaba, natatarot yung mga tao, so benta agad, pagka tumaas, ganyan, maraming emosyon, ganyan, di ba? But, ano nga ba totoo, Miss Salve? Ang daming volatility ng market. And what do we do with our investments during a market stress or a correction? We call, may tinatawag kasi tayo mga market corrections, di ba? And that's where that is when yung mga stocks natin is bumababa talaga siya. Anong kailangan natin gawin pagka ganun na yung mga nangyayari?
The greatest investor of all time sa buong mundo, si Warren Buffett said, you buy when others are fearful. Oh, sorry, you sell when others are greedy and buy when others are fearful. So you do exactly the opposite of what Mr. Market does. 'Di ba? So kung kadugtong to nung sinabi ko kanina if you invested intelligently, inaral mo yung company, yung financial statement niya, yung produkto niya, yung history niya. So, yung conviction mo is based on intelligence, not on hearsay and not on stock tips. So, ibig sabihin nun, parang dating. Oh, parang dating. Kung dinidate mo lang tong babae na to kasi sexy siya, sinabi ng mga barkada mo na, pare, okay to si Heidi, ganun. Pagka nagpakita na siya ng pangit na ugali, ayaw mo na. Kasi recommendation lang ng iba. Pero kung dinidate mo kasi pinag-aralan mo na siya, inobserve mo na from afar for quite some time, hindi ka na mabilis ma-turn off. Ganon din naman yun sa stock. Kung inaral mo, alam mo talaga na gusto mo to, love mo yung stock, love mo yung produkto, love mo yung company, love mo yung the way it's run. When the price goes down, are you happy or are you sad? Oh, type kayo sa comment section. Pagka gustong-gusto
Type,
mo, inaral
guys.
mo ng mabuti, and the price goes down, happy ka o malungkot ka? You know the real value. You know the underlying value. Hindi ka nagde-depend sa stock price para magsabi sa'yo kung ano yung value ng company because you know the underlying value. So, ibig sabihin, pagka bumagsak yung price, you should be happy. Correct, tama yan. Dapat masaya ka. Bakit ka mo? On sale. Bilihin mo kasi mura. Alam mo
Yep.
yung value niya in the future, lalo na kung the reason why it's tanking is, let's say, ghost month.
Mm.
Kala mo naman after
Bilang,
ng August, hindi na ghost month. Babalik na tayo dun sa normal. Or may iba from the same industry na apektado, so nadamay lang siya. Or may chismis. Or may political thing na nangyari, 'di ba? You know that the underlying value of the company has not changed at all. Pareho lang, nagbago ba yung branches ng Jollibee nung nagkaroon ng
dumami pa nga.
tuwalya? Oh, 'di ba? Si fried towel, 'di ba? Oh,
Mm-mm,
nabawasan ba
mm-mm.
yung branches niya? Nabawasan ba yung tao? Napalitan ba yung owners? Nagbago ba yung produkto? Hindi naman, 'di ba? May isang fried towel lang. So if it does not really change the underlying value, when the price goes down, you're happy. You can buy more
Mhm.
for every peso
Yes.
that you have. Pero when the price goes up, medyo, I'm sure medyo happy ka kasi iniisip mo, wow, kumikita ako. Pero sad ka kasi hindi ka na makabili dahil mahal.
Mm-mm,
So, ganun
mm-mm.
din yun. Like you're buying kamatis in the market. When it's overpriced, you're sad. 'Di ba?
Mhm.
When it's mura, you're happy kasi makakabili ka. It's the same thing.
Correct, correct. So, tsaka ano yun eh, yung value naman din kasi ng company, titingnan mo rin naman kasi kung lahat naman tayo may pinagdadaanan, ultimo mga kumpanyang malalaki guys, may pinagdadaanan yung mga yan. Bigyan natin sila ng chance. Di ba?
Humugot ka, ah.
Ahon at di ba ma'am, aahon at aahon din sila. And for some companies, such as na-mention na natin si Jollibee, di ba? Tested by time na talaga siya. So, I don't think a fried towel can put it down. Di ba? So, ang dami mga nag-comment kanina, Miss Salve. Bago tayo pumunta doon sa next topic natin, merong mga questions dito that they want to ask. Okay. So, galing kay Sir Ramil. Miss Salve,
Mhm.
could you recommend a good mentor in stocks trading, position trading, only not day trading?
Merong mga schools ngayon that teach that. And I suggest that instead of looking for one particular guru, you go to school and study it. And you find people who are really qualified to teach you how to do it. There is a school now in the Philippines na nagbibigay ng courses on stock trading, and I think the tuition is not very expensive. It's very, very affordable for ordinary Filipinos. Hindi ko alam
Okay.
kung, you just search it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Hanapin
ayaw
mo,
mag
malalaman mo yan kung saan.
Alright. So, hindi makapag-endorse si Miss Salve, pero we can always search it naman. Alright. Sabi ni Emeline, ang stock market para ring relationship kapag sinabayan mo ang mood ng jowa mo, walang mangyayari sa relationship nyo.
Oh, sabi ko
Okay.
sa'yo,
Humugot
magaling
din
humugot
siya.
yan eh.
Grabe, humuhugot din sila. Ayan, okay. So, now we proceed to our next topic, which is the cryptocurrencies. Okay, ito. Ito, Miss Salve, I have a very small knowledge talaga, to be honest, very small knowledge about cryptocurrencies because um, hindi ko siya masyadong inaral kasi parang ang nangyari kasi sa kanya is, nung una pa lang nung unang lumabas to, parang feeling ko kasi fad lang siya. But later on, nung nakikita ko na parang ang dami ng craze na to parang ang dami ng nagde-delve. Then I started to read something about this, watch some YouTube videos about this. And hindi ko siya, for me, ang dating niya sa akin, it's like stock market din, but instead of investing in a company, you invest in that coin. Parang ganun. Or yung title ng coin na yun. Bitcoin lang kasi yung generic name niya, but it has a lot of names. So, how does it work? How does it work really?
So cryptocurrency says crypto and currency. So it's essentially currency. Para siyang dollar, para siyang real, para siyang yen. It's a currency. That's in the DeFi environment, decentralized finance. Why? Because at the moment, countries have different currencies, and they are controlled by central banks in those countries. And the central banks all have parang lahat ng central banks sa buong mundo, they have a group also. So it's regulated, it's defined by regulation of those different countries. Bitcoin, the start of this craze, if I may say, is decentralized finance because there is no single government, no single person even that rules
Correct.
where Bitcoin will go. So it's essentially just ruled by the system created by Satoshi Nakamoto. It's a system of rules that is not governed by a system of rules.
Mm-hmm. Not
So
regulated,
people
right?
are not governed or not regulated. So people in this day and age during the pandemic, those of us na dumami yung grupo na to, na pagod na sa capitalism, pagod na sa regulated environment. This is their chance to say the power is in us. The power is in those who own Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency. We are not going to be regulated or told by anybody how to define what we have. And so 2012, 2012 or somewhere in that era, nagsimula siya. And it has been going up. 2012 nga ba? Oh, I forgot. 2002. Kalimutan ko na. But, so somewhere in that era, 200, yung Bitcoin, 200 per dollar. Last year, it went up to 60,000, higher than 60,000 per dollar. And this is why, nakita mo na yung dating hindi masyadong pinapansin, nagkaroon ng traction.
Yeah.
And nanganak pa ng iba. So, Bitcoin,
Mm-hmm.
Ethereum, so many other different cryptocurrency. Dogecoin started as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
It was simply just a joke. Pero it and it captured the imagination of people who want to give the middle finger to the financial system. It's like, yeah, we can do this. Nasa amin yung power sa ordinaryong tao. So, if you're going to ask me on whether it's true that people are saying this is the future, cryptocurrency will never go away, um, the truth is nobody can say.
Yeah.
It's still an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
So, if that is true, there is no guarantee. As a value investor, there is no way for me to compute the value of Bitcoin. Unlike a stock where you can see this is the product, people are buying it for this much, and the assets of the company is this much. Therefore, I can say that in 20 years when I retire, this company will be valued this much. So at
Mm-hmm.
this price, mura na siya or mahal
Mm-hmm.
kumpara dun sa value na nakikita ko in 20 years. I can't do that with crypto.
Yeah.
Because what is the underlying investment?
We do not
What
know.
is the underlying investment? Meron. The underlying investment is the mood of the people.
Mm.
How do you measure the mood of the people? We also don't know. It's not just pati
Mm-mm.
the mood of the people, it's the mood of the regulators. Because now, as you know, while some countries have uh, said that they will adopt cryptocurrency, others are saying they will create a digital currency of their existing currency and they will regulate the use of cryptocurrency in their country. So it could be, it could be the thing of the future. Possible na mawala ang dollar, mawala ang peso, at ang gagamitin nating lahat ay Bitcoin. When the
Mm-hmm.
zombies are here, maybe our money will just be in our phones, di ba? Wala
Yeah.
nang bills, wala nang coins, wala nang ganun. That's possible. Or it's also possible that it could go away.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
So what does that mean? Should people gamble their retirement on something that can go away? And the second question is, Lehman Brothers was very regulated. You could you could compute its future value, and yet it also disappeared,
Mhm.
'di ba? So not even those stocks or not even the big companies are fully guaranteed to be operational when we are white-haired Heidi. But which is the investment instrument that has more security?
Mhm.
Is it SM? Is it Ayala? Bitcoin?
Mm. Doon ako sa
So
mga SM Ayala. Muna. Muna. Nagami
for
muna, no?
me, for me kasi at the moment, I have money in it for study purposes.
Mhm.
Para maintindihan ko siya. But I am not going to be distracted from the time I need to study time-tested financial instruments because I want to experiment on this new thing that might be the thing of the future. Okay lang sa akin, Heidi, kung yung ibang tao kumita ng mas marami kesa sa akin. Kasi ayokong mag-gamble dun sa future ko at ng mga anak ko.
Correct, correct. Masaswerte lang talaga yung mga unang nag-give in dyan sa Bitcoin, no? Because during that time, sila lang talaga yung mga malalakas ng loob at kukonti lang sila. Ang naaalala ko dun, Miss Salve, sa Bitcoin, na if there is a possibility of it replacing any currency since it's a cryptocurrency nga, no? Naalala ko dun, before barter lang tayo di ba? But
Yes.
nauso yung pera, di ba? And yung money, ang tanong ko lagi sa teacher ko before, bakit yung pera nakakabili siya? And my teacher would always tell me, because people gave value to money. So I think what will happen here in Bitcoin, if ever everybody would agree that Bitcoin has value, it has a high potential to be something else in the future. But ako personally, I'm not interested right now sa pag-iinvest sa kanya. Kasi nga, yun nga, same yung ano yung nararamdaman ko sa kanya na hindi pa tayo sigurado. Might as well mag-aral ako dun sa existing na nasubok na natin kaysa dun sa something na huhulaan ko pa kung okay siya in the future. So, okay. Very informative yung cryptocurrency na yan. Ma'am, may mga bago tayong members sa chat group natin. So, I would like to say hi, Sir Kevin.
Oh, that's Kev. Kev,
Kevin,
na-miss ka
okay.
namin. Parang umabsent ka ng matagal.
Ayan. And he said, cryptocurrency is
Yes.
technically a currency solving computer problems by means of hashing.
Yes.
And he also said China already cracked crypto with their digital yuan. And sabi nga ni Emeline, invest only what you can afford to lose. I definitely agree on that one. Thank you so much for all your inputs. Nako, grabe ang audience natin, very interactive din right now. Okay, so now, eto na. We move on to klepto. Okay, may nag... Sabihin mo natin, kleptocurrency daw siya, sabi ni Sir Goody. Sir Goody, welcome back. Okay. All right. So ang bilis ng oras, Miss Salve, and we have reached yung almost an hour of our episode. But before we end this episode, I want to ask muna yung last topic natin. And this is a very hot topic because a lot of people are very interested about this. Ang tawag nga nila dito is play to earn game. Let's talk
Yes.
about the Axie Infinity. Okay. Sa mga Axie players na nandyan, mga managers, mga, ano tawag mo doon, ano yung mga naglalaro sa mga managers,
Mga
mga, yan, kung sino man yan.
scholars. Mga
Scholars,
scholars.
correct. Mga scholars, welcome to our show. We will be discussing naman Axie Infinity. Okay. So, Miss Salve, what do you think about, yes, thank you so much, Evelyn. Scholars, tama. Grace, thank you. Ayan. Is this something we're taking advantage of? So before we talk about it, let us talk about first what Axie Infinity is. Okay, ako muna, Miss
Yeah,
Salve. So for me
go lang.
kasi, based on my research is yun nga, play to earn game siya. And then
Mhm.
yung yung in-earn mo sa kanya, kasi ganun din naman naglalaro rin naman tayo sa phone natin. Ang talino nga ng gumawa nito. Nag-uubos rin naman tayo ng oras sa paglalaro using our phone. Might as well earn while playing, di ba? So, ang galing. So, ang galing talaga ng gumawa nito. And the earnings are cryptocurrencies as well. They are called Axies, right? So, Axie equals Ouchie, sabi dito ni Goody Hernandez. Welcome back, Direct Goody. Ayan. Okay, so, yun yung nagiging, yun yung nagiging craze. And, ang laki nga ng kitaan, kasi when I checked on it, it also has conversion. So for example, SLP na tinatawag, yung smooth love potion na tinatawag nila. So meron din siyang conversion na tinatawag. Miss Alve, what do you think about this, What do you think about this investment po?
I think you should go into it if you like gaming, but don't expect that you will be able to fund your retirement with it. So, para sa akin,
Short
it's
term.
better shorter. It's better that you don't expect too much from it, right? Because play to earn is not new. Marami ng mga games before na play to earn. So you must do your research. Where are they now?
Yeah.
Right? So as a value investor, that's what you should do first. Asa na yung mga play to earn? It's always nice to think that each platform will be there forever or will continue to evolve so that it will get more players. Siyempre, kumikita yung mga developers kung nagdadagdag at nagdadagdag ang mga players. That's where it gets the ability to grow. Pero do you think that in 10 years, tuloy pa rin ang Axie? Do you think that it will be able to counter the entry of new games, of new play-to-earn games with cuter things, cuter Axies, di ba? Right now, there's another game na sumisikat na hindi Axie, but it's Axie-inspired.
Mm-mm.
So all of these things, they're like new things coming up. And it's always true that when you see other people making a lot of money, kunwari, meron kinukwento yung isang kaibigan ko na binenta lahat ng stocks niya para bumili ng Axie. Because the entry point now is a lot more expensive than it was 5 months ago or 6 months ago. Diba? So, binenta lahat ng stocks, bumili ng Axie, gusto maglaro buong araw, gusto mag mag-resign sa trabaho para full-time mag-Axie.
Gra-
Okay. So when I hear all of these things, I am scared because anything that makes people go into something without diversifying, parang yun na lang yung buhos, is dangerous. For an in an asset allocation way, if you look at it that way, lahat ng eggs mo na sa isang basket. Wala ka ng trabaho, wala ka ng stock portfolio, lahat binuhos mo sa Axie. So there's always a risk problem there. Even
Correct.
when you're just buying stock, the most risky stock portfolio is a portfolio with only one stock.
Mhm.
'Di ba? Kasi kung ano mangyari dun sa company na yon, lahat ng pera mo ipit.
Mhm.
That's why you need diversification. The other problem that I have with Axie is you spend a lot of time to earn. That's the whole point, 'di ba? You play to earn. So you have to play a lot and you have to be very good at playing and you have to create a team, which means more people investing money and playing in Axie. What does that remind you of? 'Di ba?
Multi...
Ayoko na.
Oo, sige.
'Di ba? Oh, so I mean,
Multiplayer. Multiplayer.
multiplayer, when one person having more under them and then having more under them, you're creating a network,
Mhm.
right? What happens when you've already invited everybody? and everybody has already invited everybody, and no one is coming in anymore. Will the system continue? So when you do investing, you don't want, number one, to put everything in, and number two, you always look for the way out. You don't
Okay.
just look at the way in. What happens so that you can get out? If you can get out ahead, then do it. Don't wait until everything crashes. And I'm not saying it's gonna crash, because
Mhm.
it's also possible that I'm wrong, 'di ba? Baka masyado nang matanda si Tita Salve para sa Axie. Kaya hindi kumita, kaya bitter, 'di ba? Also, I'm not a gamer because when I start, I'm afraid that if I start doing games, wala na ako ibang magagawa sa buhay ko because it's
Mm.
very addictive.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm.
So also the time you spend on a particular investment is also your biggest investment. It is not just the money or the dollars or the whatever currency. It is also the time that you spend on a particular investment. It
Correct.
might distract you from other things as well.
Other more productive things, di ba? Kasi doon ka na naka-confine. My takeaway with your advice, Miss Salve, is you really don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. And if that basket is actually alone, you're a dead meat, baby. So, wag naman lahat doon, okay? So, just
Yeah.
invest lang ng konti doon kung talagang gusto niyo
Yep.
siyang i-try. But, wag niyo naman ibenta lahat, tas doon niyo lang ilalagay. Di ba, laro-laro lang naman tayo, guys. Di ba?
Mm-mm.
Miss Alva, meron mga questions dito sana. I would like to, to post the questions
Heidi,
from our...
pwede ba
Yeah,
ako medyo promote ng konti? Because this
please!
Saturday in our Salveses Financial Saturday Night Live, we're going to talk about Axie Infinity also. So I'd like to invite you and the others who want to listen in, because it's going to be a reunion episode with Edric Mendoza and Melissa Hecolea. For everybody who's been watching On the Money for a long time, that will be an episode that we will all be in with Warren de Guzman. And at the same time, I am getting somebody who is doing Axie. He's a financial advisor also who does Axie, and somebody who doesn't like Axie. So it's going to be a really fun, spicy episode.
Grabe!
Pwedeng magbalitaktakan
Powerhouse
doon.
to! At least
Yes.
merong someone who really plays that. Tapos meron din from the panel na talagang medyo conservative on trying it out. No, exciting
Yeah.
yan, exciting. If i-repost ko yan, Miss Salve, so we will be
Thank
watching that
you.
with the others din na nandito ngayon. So, meron dito mga questions, Miss Salve, regarding cryptocurrency, and this is very interesting. Si Papa Ruel is my friend for the longest
Hi,
time.
Papa Roel.
Papa Ruel na tawag niya. Okay. Should young people learn about cryptocurrency since it could be the currency of the future?
Definitely, yes. It's a big, big yes, especially if you want to learn about blockchain. Blockchain is the technology where cryptocurrency is based. All the cryptocurrencies that you know is based on the technology of blockchain. And blockchain has application in many different aspects of our financial life. So, kunwari, the banking industry, once they crack the code on how to use blockchain to deliver their services, the world will change massively. So definitely learn about cryptocurrency. Learning is free. And the more you learn, I think the more it will be clear to you on whether you should buy any of the cryptocurrency or not. Any of the cryptocurrencies rather. So the more knowledge is better. Ako, I even study about Buddhism. I study about the Quran. I'm not a Muslim, but I study. I think everything that we cram into our brains will allow us to become better investors over time. So yes. Parang
Yeah.
sagot ko, yes lang naman dapat.
Agree. Kasi kung alam nila kung ano yung pasikot-sikot doon, mas madali sa kanila na mag-invest or hindi mag-invest. Kasi nga alam na nila,
Mm-mm.
diba? So, yeah. Thank you so much for that question. And from Sir Kevin, it's an NFT game. It means that non-fungible token game, NFT, ibig sabihin nun. Meaning to say, every item is equivalent to token. Unlike the traditional game, nagkakaroon ng duplication sa item. Alright, very nice to know. And sabi ni
IT
Direct
guy yan
Goody,
eh.
oo nga, mukha nga. Thank you so much for your input, Sir Kevin. Si Direct Goody, ang sabi niya, ang isang SLP, may kodigo talaga ako dito, no? Smooth Love Potion is equal to 8 pesos ngayon. Yun yung conversion rate niya ngayon. And by the way, guys, yung SLP na yan, you can even Google that out. Kasi di ba when we are looking for conversion of anything, we Google that out and you will really see SLP, yung SLP mismo na yun. Talagang meron siyang conversion talaga. It's so amazing. Okay. And nambola rin si Direk Goody. Ang sabi niya, ang ganda ng host, lalo na yung guest anchor ko yan. Yay! Thank you so much. Alright, Sir Kevin, it won't last long about Axie ito. Totoo yung existing na yung P2, play to earn, MU, Ragnarok, Run Online, lahat yan pinagkakitaan na noon pa lang. Oh, yun pala
Yes.
yan. Okay. And we have another question from Sir Ramil. Bakit pataas ang membership sa Axie? Di ba yun ang pambayad sa mga new members? Ay, bigla ko napaisip, tanong ba yun? O ano ba yun? I don't
Sounds
know. Do you have an answer for that
familiar.
one? Do you have an answer for that one, Miss Alvin? Or
How
wag
you
na natin
make money?
sagutin?
Think
Mm.
like the owners. Think
Mm.
like the developers, the ones who started this. How will you make money?
Yeah, ang galing nga nito. Ang galing nga no, actually kasi parang ibibigyan ka muna niya ng patikim na ano no. Parang pasasayahin ka muna, pang come on niya.
Of
Tapos pagka
course.
nandun ka na, surprise! We're not bitter
I mean,
about Axie. We haven't played that yet. So, no judgment.
I'd rather read financial statements though kasi I don't want to be distracted. I mean, investing in stocks is time consuming already for a value investor as it is. Like you have to read all the financial statements, annual
Mhm.
reports, mga disclosures. I really don't have time to play. I might be making a mistake. Like other people might make a lot of money from Axie, but that's okay
Mhm.
with me. But, and so investing is really a very personal thing. Like personal finance
Mhm.
is more personal than finance.
Mhm.
'Diba? If that's your cup of tea and wala ka namang sinisirang buhay, 'di ba? Carry lang.
Correct.
Pero kung sarili mong buhay yung nasira, kawawa din.
Oo, tsaka sayang pera mo, di ba? Kung ano mo. Alright. Okay, another question from Wendy. For a newbie in investment, what's the best investment that you could suggest and paano i-diversify ang portfolio niya?
Nice. Okay, so I get asked this question a lot, and my answer is always the same. Let's assume first that you don't have any debts. Kasi kung mag invest ka, pero may utang ka, or mas malala, umutang ka para mag-invest, bayaran mo na muna yung utang mo.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So that's the first thing that you need to do. So this is like a quick check. Like you go to the doctor, he's gonna check your pulse, etc. This is what I do when I do financial planning. Are you in debt? If you're in debt, pay it first. Do you have enough emergency funds? Because if you don't, tapos nagkaroon ka ng emergency, mapapa-withdraw ka ng palugi. So, have enough emergency funds muna. And we know that before we used to say 3 to 6 months of monthly expenses, but the crisis, the pandemic has happened. 18 months na. Yung iba
Yeah.
hindi pa nakakabalik sa trabaho. So, minimum is 1 year now. And then, ideally should be 10 years. I know that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Pero, if you want to feel secure, if you want to measure whether you're already financially secure, you should have at least 10 years of your expenses in tiered accounts like pang emergency fund, pang investment, etc. If
Correct.
you're done with those two things and then you have let's say 50,000 or 100,000 and gusto mo na magsimula and you are not trained yet to invest long term in stock market or you don't have training for a business yet or hindi ka pa ready to buy real estate, then you just buy index funds. That's a type of pooled funds, right? Na nagmimimic lang ng Philippine Stock Exchange Index. So you don't get burned with all of the high fees, but you have a feeling already of how to invest in the stock market,
So,
right?
napapractice na
So
kahit pa
it's
paano.
yeah, so yung emotions mo nasasanay na sa ups and downs so that when it's time for you to buy individual stocks, hindi ka na masyado mararattle when the market goes down.
hindi na masyadong sensitive.
Yes. Agree.
At nakakapag-desisyon na ng tama. Okay. So, and thank you so much, Riza. First time to watch po. Worth it kasi daming learnings. Hello po, I'm OFW po from Israel. Thank you so much for tuning
Wow.
in. Thank you, thank you. Ayan. And we also have from Direct Goody, okay na maging addict sa investing, wag lang sa isang relationship. After ka mag-invest, iba ang mag-harvest. Naipasok mo pa yun. Direct Goody, very good ka dyan. Ayan. And also, from Papa Roel, Axie is okay as a side hustle. I definitely agree on that one. So, yun nga, wag naman nating ilagay lahat kay Axie kasi nga hindi pa naman tayo din sure. But, if we want to try it out, side hustle lang siya. Okay? Not everything. Alright. From Sir Kevin, I know someone na pinambili yung pampakasal nila ng Axie. Legit to. Known friends. Mukhang kilala ni Miss Salvi. Grabe,
Hindi,
napaano
hindi
siya.
ko na yun.
Napatakip siya ng ano. Ayan, okay. Ayan, yes, please do po. Please follow Salve Says on IG, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Kumu. Nagkukumu rin si Miss Salve. So let's all follow her. Please, please, please. Alright. And blockchain is the future. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Kevin. Sabi ni,
Totoo yan.
kasi madaming greedy, kaya madaming nag invest. Tama. Eto, baka merong payout sa una, then later wala na, like DV Bower. Did I pronounce it right? Ayan.
Yes.
Sabi, alright. So, grabe, di ba? Ang daming nagko-comment dito. Ang daming, lumagpas na tayo sa 1 hour, Miss Salve. I'm so sorry na lumagpas tayo, pero sobrang meaty nung
It's
mga
okay.
usapan natin. But, siguro eto, may last two questions before we end this episode. What will be I know you have said a lot of things na kanina regarding investment, but what are the things that you want to advise our viewers and our future viewers in terms of investing as well? So kung from the time na magsa-start pa lang sila, kikilalanin pa lang nila yung sarili nila kung anong klaseng mga investor sila, up to the time that they will be choosing the right investment for their risk profile or the type of person that they are, what can you advise those people po?
I'd like to go back to what you asked about trading versus investing. Speculating is not the same as investing. I read this again from one of the books on value investing na sinasabi ulit ni Benjamin Graham. Trading is like joining the Olympics. Ganun siya kahirap. You should get ready, 'di ba? Heidi Lynn Diaz, bago nag-Olympics, ang haba ng trinavel niya, natalo na muna, tapos nag-train, and then finally got our gold. Why is it that a lot of people think that in one day, they can make money from trading? Right? So, ano lang, I'm not saying you can't make money from it, just find the time to get ready if you want to do it. But my suggestion, go for long-term investing instead. Don't go in and out of the market, especially if you're not in it full time. Make sure that you invest intelligently, meaning aralin mo ng mabuti. I think that even ordinary Filipinos can survive in the stock market if they have the right information on how to do it better. But at the same time, we should also accept that our human emotions stop us from making money intelligently. It even stops us from saving consistently. It stops us from investing consistently. Kasi, yung utak natin, pag nakakita ng numero, nagsha-shutdown. Tama? Pag nakakita ng stressful situation, lumalayo. And these are the things that we need para maging smart investor. So what we also need to do is accept that our human brain is not wired, so we create a system to help our human brain. Kung tanggap natin yung weaknesses natin, gawa na lang tayo ng sistema. Automatic deduction. Para hindi na tayo magde-decide, yung bank account na natin ang magta-travel ng pera consistently.
Wala ka nang
We create,
magagawa.
wala ka na magagawa. Kahit na gusto mo magpabudol, wala kang magagawa. Kasi ang makikita mo lang, free money. The others are already tied up in savings and investments. That's one way to trick our brains. Another way is create a mentoring group. So this, what you're doing, Heidi, is sustaining the excitement. For some people who probably got into financial literacy because of one talk, one show, that's great. Pero kung walang mentoring group, walang discussions like this, that interest can fade away. Pwedeng pagpasok ng bonus, nabudol pa rin. Hindi pa
Mm-mm.
rin nag-ipon at hindi pa rin nag-save. So, creating communities like this is one way to ensure that by the time we stop working, we have enough money so that if we decide to work, it's because we want to. It's not because we're forced to do it.
Agree. Sobra. Masarap naman yun, no? Yung nagtatrabaho ka kasi gusto mo lang. Kasi bored
Mm.
ka, ganun. Hindi dahil sa wala ka ng pera kaya kailangan mo nang mag-ano. We are
Yeah.
always after happy retirement and contented tayo dun sa retirement na magagawa natin, di ba? And that can only happen kapag ngayon pa lang naayos na natin yung kung paano natin hinawakan yung pera natin. Okay? Sabi nga, lagi nga nila sinasabi, do something today that your future self will thank you for. That's really what we need to do. That's why we have Miss Salve and I have programs like this. We have communities like this to bridge this kind of information to all of you because we really want financial literacy in all the people na lahat po na pwedeng ma-reach out nitong episode po namin. Kaya sobrang natawa ako nung merong nag-shoutout na nasa Israel siya. Thank you so much talaga. I'm really honored talaga that you are here. And I
Yeah,
hope
and
that
hope
you
she's
will,
safe.
yeah, I hope you're safe. And please do share this episode also to all the people that you think na kailangan rin nilang matutunan itong mga bagay na to. Miss Salve, ito, bago ko sabihin yung last question, may sinasabi dito si Direct Goody, let us promote all your gigs, please let us do it. Bago ko itanong yung final question natin.
Thank you for that. Okay, every Friday, 5:30 p.m., may kwentahan tayo sa Kumu. So you just go to the Scene Zone channel of Kumu, and there we talk about saving and investing in a very fun way. This is the future of all shows. May kantahan, may professional singers tayo nandun, may mga financial hugot, masaya siya. And I think okay siya, lalo na for the young people who are intimidated when it comes to saving and investing money. We
Kakaibang
are seeing
salve
a
ang
lot.
nakikita ko doon, Miss Salve. Sa totoo lang. Every time I I
Thank
would
you.
I would see it, sabi ko, wow, may ganitong character pala si Miss Salve. May fun side pala siya. Although I would see you, na-interrupt ko na naman, ano? Pero although
That's
I would
okay.
see you kasi doon sa mga videos mo sa YouTube na talagang very fun ka. Sobrang carefree ng character. Pero sa Kumu, ibang-iba pa din. Sabi ko, ba, may ilalabas pa rin. Amazing. Okay, go ahead.
Hindi ako makapagbigil ng halaka kasi doon kasi nakakatawa yung mga tao. And it's a fun platform. So if you don't have Kumu yet, for all the viewers, you can just download it and look for me there. Salve says, Heidi, your Kumu account is what? So people can follow you also.
I don't have Kumu yet.
Oh, okay. Mag-download ka na ng Kumu. Okay, so
I
there.
have, pero I just use it to watch you guys and watch my other friends.
Okay. Yes, yes. I think it would be fun kasi it's very engaged. Hindi kayo antokin kasi parang it's like nakikipagkwentuhan lang kayo sa mga barkada nyo. Barkada, I aged myself. So that's every Friday and on Scene Zone channel, 5:30 p.m. And then every Saturday, we have a live show also. It's at 8 to 9 p.m. on the YouTube channel, Salvices. It's also streamed via Kumu, so you can send your virtual gifts, which are, by the way, cryptocurrency also, the
Yeah,
diamond
oo nga.
symbol. Or you can watch on Facebook. If you don't have
Mhm.
YouTube or Kumu, you can also watch on Facebook every Saturday. And then from time to time, I do shows for many different organizations. Sometimes they're streamed live. So it's nice if you can follow our pages para, oh, thank you. Cute naman. So you can follow our pages so you'll be updated on where you can find me. Nakakatuwa. There's already a community, Heidi, and it's very nice because yan, sila Keb, sila Aris, Emilyn, and a lot of people, I feel so touched that wherever I go, they're there. Kahit nga hindi personal finance related, like I do a show for, I do a show for Rotary, they're there. So long as it's
Oh,
on social media, they're there. So this is the community I was telling you about. I think when you join a community like this, your passion for saving and investing, it's sustained. And this is what we didn't have before. But now that we have it, let's take advantage of it.
yeah. And ano kasi rin, Miss Salvi, no, when you surround yourself with people who are like-minded people, actually, kung hindi nga like-minded, yun lang magpupush talaga sa'yo na ipursige yung mga gusto mong mangyari. It will really happen because mentors are just around. You just need to look for them, di ba? So, there are a lot of people who wants to help. Kasi halos lahat din naman ng mga mentors na nakilala ko, they are very generous sa pagkakascade ng information, ng knowledge na yun, dun sa mga tao na talagang gusto namang matuto. 'Di ba? And pag nandun ka na sa level na yun, be sure to pay it forward. Yun yung lagi ko talaga sinasabi. When you become Miss Salve of the future, nako, you pay it forward also because that's how we should roll, di ba? Parang gano'n. So, sabi ni Sir Ramil, is it only 3% of Filipinos invest in PSE? Do we know that figure? Ang alam ko lang, Miss Salve, is 85% of the people who invest in the stock market, 85% nalulugi. Kumbaga 15% lang ang kumikita sa stock market, 'di ba, guys? Kaya hindi siya talaga biro, hindi siya talaga to be part of the 15%, it's really hard because most of the time talaga the people who invest in the stock market, nalulugi talaga sila. Kaya hindi pwedeng basta-basta ka lang pumapasok doon. And si Matthew,
Ano
sabi niya,
daw?
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Miss
Ano
Sal.
daw? 1.4 million lang. I
Mm.
quickly Googled it lang. The statistica.com says it's nearly 1.4 million lang are invested
Mm.
in the PSEI. Wow, imagine that. How 100
Ilan tayo,
million na
no?
tayo sa
Mm.
Pilipinas.
Yeah, so roughly, mga ano nga, ganun nga. Baka
Less
wala
than
pang mga
3% pa.
1%, less than 3%. Yeah. Wow, thank you, Wendy. Sana daw may part 2 at umagri si Sir Ramil. Grabe, salamat naman po. Kung nabitin kayo, panoorin niyo si Miss Salve sa Kumu. Very, and sa lahat ng mga platforms na na meron si Miss Salve, i-follow niyo po siya kasi sobrang, the way she explain things, para lang kayong magkapit-bahay talaga na nagsisikhan. Parang ganito lang, guys. Kahit sa YouTube, ganyan yung aura niya. As in, kaya mas madaling matuto because you're able to you're able to explain things in layman's term na
Oh,
hindi
thank you.
intimidating. It's not really intimidating. So
I
ayan,
try. I try my best.
you're doing good at it, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ayan, miss ko na Kumu class. Found. Ayan, Kumu class
Oo
found.
nga. Sige, I'll
Sabi ni,
try. 9:30 in the morning, Mondays to Fridays.
mm,
Kumu class, what we do there, Heidi, I just simply read an investment book tapos pinapatagalog ko sa kanila.
oh my God.
It's fun. Yes,
Masaya daw sa
masaya
Kumu,
siya.
walang toxic. Wow. Ayan.
So,
And si Emily, Miss Salve, sana na makapag-talk ka rin sa mga teachers dito sa Pangasinan. Ooh,
let
wow.
me know lang. Let me know lang.
Hopefully, no, after this pandemic. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Part 2, please, Womoney Talks and Miss Salve. Thank you, Wendy.
Yay!
Oh my, I would love to. I would love to, Miss Salve. Grabe. Kung ano lang, this is a very rare opportunity talaga for me. And I'm really, really happy that it's happened. And sumobra
Thank
talaga tayo
you.
doon sa 1 hour because ang ganda ng usapan, ang dami kong natutunan, ang daming takeaways ng ating audience. Our audience are very engaged to the topic and I'm really, really, really happy that I made this with you. It's really an honor. Words cannot express how happy and excited I am. So, Thank you, Miss Salve. Thank you so much po talaga. And everyone, I hope talaga na nag-enjoy talaga kayo at marami kayo natutunan sa episode na to. If you weren't able to watch the first and the second episode of this series, meron naman po tayong replay sa YouTube at meron din naman po tayong replay sa Facebook. So you can tune into that. Sa insurance po, we have Grace Soriano, and then for the business naman, we have Nikki Horado of the Nomad Finance Girl. She was here last week. And of course, si Miss Salve, I will be uploading this one sa YouTube by tomorrow. So you will be able to see it also sa YouTube. And next week, eto na, to cap off our series for this month. Dapat ba talagang Oh my gosh, hindi ko pa natatanong. Sa sobrang excitement ko. Miss Salve, is it really right? Or okay lang ba talaga na mag-invest during the ghost month?
A lot of
Sige
people
na.
avoid investing. A lot of people avoid investing because they think they'll lose money. But I'll go back to what I said earlier. It's all about Mr. Market. So use the mood of the market to your favor. If you can do that, you'll make money whether it's August or whether it's December or whether it's June.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Sobrang nabubulol-bulol talaga ako. Hindi ko talaga makontain yung pagka-fangirl ko dito, guys. See, next week, let us all cap this series off with the last episode. Ito siguro sa lahat ng mga investment instruments na pinag-usapan, dito ako medyo mahina. Mahina talaga, no? I can't think of the right word. But real estate kasi talaga is really something that I have a very few knowledge of. Kasi ang alam ko lang dyan, when you can earn kapag ka bumili ka, tapos ibebenta mo, papaupahan mo, papalis mo. But I found out that there are a lot of things that you need to consider when it comes to real estate. So next week, yun naman yung magiging topic po natin. It's a very, very exciting episode with my guest for next week. And abangan niyo po yan. And guys, ito lang, lagi-lagi ko lang sinasabi, be the most empowered woman that you are destined to be because you can. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Until next week.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, Miss
Bye.
Alvin.
Bye.